Hi guys. So today we're going to talk about some of the things that we learned in class. Some of the tools we'll talk about and explore are Class Dojo, Explain Everything, and Socrative. Some of the skills and resources we'll talk about are Khan Academy, posting to YouTube, and video-based reading assessments. And some of the theories and ideas we'll talk about are fair use in classrooms, formative and summative assessments, and Pavio's dual coding theory. So let's go check out the tools first. Okay, so let's first talk about Class Dojo. Class Dojo was an app that we were shown by another teacher ed major student, and she showed us a little bit of how it worked. And it is a great class management tool, as well as being good for taking attendance if you have a busy day or even a field trip to start out the day, or just want to be able to keep track of everybody's attendance in one place. And it's also a good way to keep parents updated, kind of like Facebook for your phone or for your classroom, where teachers can contact the parents and the parents can also contact the teachers right from an app they can download on their phone or tablet. And the parents can also see what their child is doing as the teacher posts it in their classroom page, and they can check on their behavior during the day so they can tell if they're like paying attention or if they're off task and they didn't bring in their homework and whatnot. And it also allows the teacher to connect with other teachers in your school. So say you wanted to get to know the new kindergarten teacher. You could find her on Class Dojo and message her and get to meet up with her at some point in time. So next we're going to talk about Explain Everything, which is what I am using to create this video. So as we know, Explain Everything is a whiteboard app. It records video and audio, which if it didn't, I wouldn't be making a video on here. You can upload to YouTube after you have saved your projects, and you can create multiple projects at once, which is really nice, because, you know, as a teacher, you're going to need to be able to create multiple things and be able to save them. And you can save them to Explain Everything. You can save them to your computer as well, which is really nice. But it definitely works best on tablets or phones where you are able to write on and use a stylus. Because if I go on here and, you know, this is with my mouse, it's not horrible, but it's tricky. So it's not great for a computer, but it definitely gets the job done for what you need it for. I could have done this on my phone, except for the fact that when I went to go download the app, my phone is not compatible with the operating system. It is available for Android devices, but you have to have a certain operating system level for it to play nicely with your phone. Class Dojo is an Android or an iOS device app. You can use it on anything. And same with Explain Everything. It can be used on an iOS device or an Android device. It is free, but if you want all of the nice tools that come with it, you do have to pay for it. But it's not overly expensive, which is nice. Class Dojo, it's free. Don't have to worry about that. Okay, and the last tool we are going to talk about is Socrative. I have both the student and the teacher version on my phone because I was curious to see exactly how the teacher app worked. I know Professor Kaylin showed us a little bit in class, but I was curious just to see and to get a little bit more experience with it. So Socrative is a free app available for iOS and Android devices. I prefer to use it on my computer over my phone because for those short answer questions, it's kind of hard to type on the phone. And with my keyboard, it's easier to type. That's just my preference. Everybody is different though, so if you love doing it on your phone, great for you. But Socrative is, on the student version, is something that you can use for quizzes in the classroom. They have games, and it's really easy to use, but you can only use it when the teacher is using it. So if the teacher assigns an exit ticket before the end of class, you can log on to your student app and do it and then be done with it and not have to worry about tearing out a piece of paper and finding a pencil, which is really cool. The teachers can upload or download quizzes to the app, and they can also create their own quizzes within the app. So if they saw one that they really liked, but they wanted to make their own version of it, they could do it within the app. Or if they saw one that they just wanted to take because they were like, I don't have the time to make this, they could download that to their phone or their computer and then upload it to the app. And there it would be. The teachers can also view reports of how each student and or the entire class did per quiz or game they have done. So if they wanted to see exactly how each specific student did, they would just go into the app and click on that student name and see where they need help and what they are doing great on. Or they can just go to the whole class and be like, oh, a lot of the class didn't get this question. Maybe we need to retouch on that. Which I thought was really cool, because that is very helpful when you have a large class and you don't know if everybody is understanding it fully. You can do a quick quiz on here and look at it and be like, oh, they got it, or oh, we need to retouch on that subject. So those are some of the apps that we did. I definitely will be using ClassDojo and explain everything for when I become a teacher. Socrative probably will not be as useful if I end up in the kindergarten class like I would like to. But if I don't end up in kindergarten right away, it will definitely be something that I will try to use on a regular basis. Okay, so next we are going to talk about some tools or some skills and resources we learned how to do. So I'm going to pull up my web browser here. Let's see if we can get this to work this time. Got it to work a minute ago. There it is. I'm already signed in to my YouTube account. So now I'm going to show you guys how to upload a YouTube video. So now that I made this window smaller, probably can't see very well, but there's an upload button right here. I'm going to click on this button. Maybe click on this button. Click on this button. You have to double click on the web browser. That would be nice. I'm going to come over here to select my file. Something everybody should know how to do. So, figured I should show how to do it. I'm going to come over here, open my camera roll. Here's just a random video I made. So I'm gonna upload it. Gonna name it random video I made for a project. Okay, so it's already done processing, which is actually very fast because normally it would take a few minutes longer. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a public video just because if you guys really want to go watch this, go watch it. Have fun. So now I have my thumbnail. I have my name. I'm going to give it a description. A random video I made for a class final project. Whoops. Project. Probably should spell my description correctly. Okay, now that the processing is done, it's got all the basic things done. I hit publish, and it is already done. I can share this to people, or you can just go and search random video I made. Let's see if it's up here. It may not be up here, but you never know. There's a lot of random videos up here. Okay, we're not going to keep looking because I just saw some pretty yucky things on there. So that's how you upload to YouTube. It's a pretty useful thing to know because as a teacher, you're going to want to create videos for other people to see, and you won't be necessarily uploading them to YouTube, but you may be uploading them somewhere else. So as long as you know how to do it on YouTube, you have the basics down, and that's all you need. Okay, so while we are on my YouTube page, we're going to go, double click on here. We're going to go to my channel, and we're going to look at one of the videos that I did in class that I think is very useful. It is a reading assessment that I did. So we kind of got the idea of how reading assessments work. So in this video, I just basically read part of a chapter of a book, and I record myself reading it. And then I uploaded it to YouTube for my teacher to see, and I posted it to my wiki page for my classmates and my teacher to see. So I clicked on it. Let's give it a minute to load maybe, and we'll see exactly. Turn my volume up so maybe you guys can hear it, and let's see exactly what I do and get an idea of how this could be helpful. Here we go. Hold on. Let me unplug headphones. Okay, let's try this again. Chapter 1. Once, in a house on Egypt Street, there lived a rabbit who was made almost entirely of china. He had china arms and china legs, china paws and a china head, a china torso, and a china nose. His arms and legs were jointed and joined by wire so that his china elbows and china knees could be bent, giving him much freedom of movement. Okay, so you get the idea. I read out of a book to my computer, and I posted it for the entire world to see. And basically, this would be good for any teacher really to use with their students because, you know, sometimes it's hard to get through every student and actually listen to them in class and read. So if you had this assigned for homework, the parents could help the student read, or not necessarily read, but upload to YouTube and record the video. And then you would be able to listen to it as you worked on maybe grading other papers and make notes as you went through the video. And maybe, oh, they didn't quite get this word, or, oh, they are really good readers. We don't need to worry about them. Well, you obviously need to worry about them because they're your students, but maybe not so much as if there was another student that maybe struggled. Okay, and so the last skill or resource we're going to talk about is Khan Academy. So let me pull that up here real quick. Let's see. There it is. I'm going to sign in. I logged in with Facebook. So maybe my computer's moving a little slow tonight. Maybe we will not log in, but let's go and just look at some of the things we can use on the Khan Academy. It's really nice to have an account because then you can actually go on and track your progress. So say I was working with some first graders on their math. We click on the math, and you know, they have different topics. We can go to the table of contents and actually go to each group and learn how to learn how to do this specific item in class. So let's go to place values because I like place values. Here's an introduction. There's a little video that you can watch in the teens and the tens and comparing two-digit numbers. The little stars here are activities that you can do, and the ones with the play sign are videos. So you can go in and click on this video and watch it. Oh look, it's a YouTube video. Let's hear what Sal Khan, the creator of Khan Academy, has to say in this video.
Most of us are familiar with the equal sign from our earliest days of arithmetic. You might see something like 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Now, a lot of people might think when they see something like this that somehow equal means give me the answer. 1 plus 1 is a problem. Equal means give me the answer, and 1 plus 1 is 2. That's not what equal actually means. Equal is actually just trying to compare two quantities. When I
Okay, so you watch the video, you learn about the topic that you chose, and then you earn points as you complete the video. And as you go on, you can go to the activities, and you get a scratch pad. And, oh, okay, so this one says fill in the blank. 34 blank 43. So we have to choose if it's greater than, less than, or equal to the other number. So I know 34 is smaller than 43, so I would choose the less than. And then I would check my answer. I got it right, so I got points, which is very cool. and it's very helpful for many students. I personally use this for my Algebra 2 and my Algebra 1 classes, as well as geometry a little bit. And so I have done a lot of all of this math to understand a little bit more about Algebra 2, and it really helped my grade in my math classes. I even used it last year, or last term, in my Math 211 class, which was basically Algebra 2. And I just went in every time I got stuck on a problem, and I would go find what I needed. So say I needed complex numbers. I'd click on this and I'd figure out what complex numbers were, what imaginary numbers were, and I would watch videos, I would read articles, and I would do the activities until I understood what I was trying to learn. It's very helpful, along with some other tools that are out there, but this one is free to use, which is absolutely amazing because it offers you so much. And when you have an account of your own, you're able to do a lot more, and you can keep track of your progress, like I said earlier, which is really cool, and you earn badges, which for younger kids is really cool, and you get to customize an avatar, which is also very cool. And yeah. Okay, so our last section we're going to talk about are the tools. No, they are the ideas and theories that we learned in class that we're going to talk about. So, formative and summative assessment. Let's start with that one. I feel like Socrative is a great tool to use for this idea. Formative assessment. Here, let's get some words out here so you know what I'm talking about. Formative assessment is during an activity. So it's like midway point in a way. You could also say that it is like midway point, so that means it's halfway through. It's during an activity. It is what you do to see if your students are actually understanding what you're talking about. Now, summative assessment. Dang it, too many buttons. Summative assessment is at the end. That's basically what we are doing right now with finals. It is an at the end kind of a deal. It is, well, that's basically it. You can think of it as finals. You can think of formative assessments as midterms, because they are halfway through the term. Hence, midterm, midway, halfway through. Summative is end, finals. It's at the very end. It's when you're done. Well, almost done, but you feel like you're done. because you've learned so much and your brain feels like it's going to explode trying to process all of it. Well, don't worry. Your brain won't explode during finals. At least nobody's has yet, because we're all still here. We're all still learning. So I think Socrative is a great tool for both formative and summative assessments, because you can do just like little 3-question quizzes. You can do an exit ticket. You can do a quick little game between groups in the class, which is a great way just to collect little bits of data and see how your students really are doing. And it's great for summative as well, because you can do larger tests on there. It doesn't have to be super intensive, but you can have multiple parts to a test and have it on Socrative. And they can be longer. They can be short. They can be any way you want them to be. But summative is end. Formative is during. Midway, midterms. Formative, midterms. Summative, finals. Best way to think about that. It doesn't allow your brain to explode too much. So, I hope you remember that assessment is, whoops, that's kind of funky. Assessing, whoops, I'm just having a heck of a time tonight. Assessing goes good with Socrative. And this kind of leads into our next one, which is, drum roll please, our next topic, next to last topic even, is Pavio's dual coding. Theory. And this is students learn better when there is a picture that goes along with the words on the board to go with the words on the board. So if I were to insert an image that was not relevant to what we were learning, but you know, it was kind of funny. So let's see, I have a lot of funny pictures on here. I have a lot of cute pictures. Okay, let's add, see? Okay, here's a picture. He's asking you to look at his little toesies. Little toesies right here. You're kind of hiding little jelly bean toes. Anyway, so this you'll probably remember better, because you'll probably remember something about this because I gave you this picture. It may not necessarily be this, because this was not a relevant picture. Socrative is a relevant picture to formative and summative assessments. So that's kind of nice because they are relevant. Jelly bean toesies, not relevant. They're cute, but not relevant to Pavio's dual coding theory. So that's when we go and we maybe, possibly, have to find my button. There's my button. Oh, nope. Not gonna let me do it. Okay. So, anyway. No, I don't want to get rid of all that. So, Pavio's dual coding theory. if you have a relevant picture to go with your words, you will remember a whole lot more than if you were to just have words. If you just had words, you would probably forget it a whole lot faster. I know in one of my classes, all the teachers did was talk, and their PowerPoints had no pictures. None. No kitty pictures. No relative pictures. And all it was words. And I forgot half of it. I passed the class, but all it was words, so I did not remember everything. Whereas if there were pictures, I would have remembered more. Okay, so let's get rid of some of this. Ooh. And go about our last little bit. So the last thing we have to talk about is fair use in a classroom. So let's do this. Okay, fair use in classrooms. This is kind of hard to have pictures for because it's not really a whole lot to it other than do not use, say, Disney movies for school activities because you technically are breaking the law. These are for personal use, not social uses. In your home is fine because it's in your home. But once you bring it out of the home, it is for a different use. And that is breaking one of the fair use rules. Another thing that they say not to do is, or they say to do. So let's make this a different color so we know to do it. A thing they tell us to do is get permission from the author or creator of a piece. If you do this, you'll have a gold star. That's a crummy gold star. That's a tiny eraser. Do this. Get permission from the author. It is not hard to do. All you have to do is find out who created the picture or the worksheet that you're going to use or the book that you want to use. Send them an email. Be like, hey, I want to use this for an activity in my classroom. Can I do this? 99% of the time they say yes, and they can say use it as long as you want. If you don't get permission, you can only use less than 10% of that worksheet or book or picture for anything, and you cannot share it with other people. If you get permission to create a worksheet or use somebody else's worksheet, you can actually kind of share it with other people as long as you are using it to help them, because you're the one with the permission. If you don't have permission, then you're less likely to be able to use it. If you don't get permission, you technically can't use it. You can't do it. So just get permission. Super easy to do. This was just an example Those are my little quote marks. Because this is the most commonly known thing that teachers do, is they use Disney for like school sleepovers. Or I don't know how many schools actually do that, but in the classroom you would have like a classroom movie day or something. Using those movies in the classroom is technically not allowed, so just don't do it. You'll get in trouble, and there's no point in getting in trouble for doing something that really is not worth trouble. There are sites you can go and get a permit to watch Disney movies, and it's not a hard thing to do. It's fairly cheap, and you can use any of the Disney movies they have, which is really nice. So if you really want to show a Disney movie, go get this silly permit. Get permission from the people that create something to use it. Don't just use it, because it can cause a lot of problems, and you don't want problems. So just follow the rules, plain and simple. So I'm going to now conclude my video. I apologize that this was a long video. I was not expecting it to honestly take that long to describe everything and talk about it all. It's harder to condense something than you would think. So I leave you with this picture, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of the year, a great summer, and I hope you guys took away some useful information from this video. If not, then I apologize, and I hope you can find some useful information other places. But for now, all I have to say is have a great summer. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys learned quite a bit, because I know I did. Even though I was the one talking about everything, I still learned things. You can still learn things even though you know stuff about stuff. It's easy to do. Anyway, thanks guys. Have a great summer. See y'all soon.